Welcome to the Cricket Happening Show, dear fans, friends and subscribers. This is your host Ram welcoming you for today's edition of this Cricket Happening Show. And in this Cricket Happening Show, it is going to be a preview of two matches. One is the very important match that everyone are waiting for. As you know, Australia demolished South Africa in the first test match, and now the second test match is going to start tomorrow at Port Elizabeth between South Africa and Australia. So I'm going to preview that test match, and then we also have the second one-day international coming up between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, after Bangladesh definitely were absolutely responsible for their own demise there in the first one-day international after playing some loose strokes, and they would be taking on Sri Lanka in the second one-day international, which is coming up tomorrow. But first, let's head off to South Africa, Port Elizabeth, where I'm just going to do a preview. Now the one thing that we are all going to talk about is Mitchell Johnson. Now, because Mitchell Johnson has been like a sort of a bee which has been stinging South Africa, and it is very essential. I'm sure South Africa would have gone back and the coaches would have looked at the videos, and all the batsmen would have worked on something, because the million-dollar question now is, how do they deal with Mitchell Johnson? Whether they allow Mitchell Johnson to hold sway, or this time South Africa do it better. But one thing that would be in favor of South Africa here is that this pitch is not going to be as fast as Centurion, so that would be something in favor of South Africa. Though the swing bowling, I mean, there's still a tinge of grass in that. It will definitely help the fast bowlers, but not to that degree. But so the bowlers who can actually move the ball in the air and off the seam would be the bowlers would be really watched for. So probably one is looking at Vernon Philander to play a good part for South Africa there. So, but as I said, it is not going to be easy, because Mitchell Johnson definitely has all those experience. Not only that, we have also seen Mitchell Johnson extract life out of even a dead wicket. So he's in such great form. So he's definitely capable of that. So for South Africa, they definitely have injury worries, because in the first test, Ryan McLaren, the all-rounder, was hit by a bouncer and is out of the test match. So it's a possibility that Wayne Parnell, the all-rounder, will make it. He's a left-arm pace bowler, as you know, and he has been doing well. And whether Dean Elgar would find a place, one does not know, but it looks like it would be Wayne Parnell who would be bowling in tandem with Vernon Philander, Dale Steyn and Morne Morkel to just strengthen the pace pack. As far as South Africa are concerned, as I said, Graham Smith has been found pretty wanting. Mitchell Johnson has been testing him in a severe manner, and Graham Smith need to get out of it, because it has been a sort of a habit with Graham Smith in his later years that he has been being a victim of the prime fast bowler against in India. Zahir Khan used to get Graham Smith's wicket very consistently. Now Mitchell Johnson is over Graham Smith. Alvaro Peterson and Graham Smith will open the innings. But as I said, for South Africa, it is all a matter of how they play Johnson. It is going to be very important, because he's bowling at 150 Ks, he's bowling with lots of pace, the ball is moving around, and it's going to be one hell of a task for South Africa to really get going against Mitchell Johnson. The only player, in fact, Hashim Amla, Alvaro Peterson struggled, Hashim Amla also struggled, but Hashim Amla, one can expect him that probably he might be a person who would like this Port Elizababeth track where he could play his strokes. Du Plessis, but A.B. de Villiers was the only person, as far as South Africa were concerned, according to me. He had really played a good role, in the sense he was the only one who handled Mitchell Johnson pretty well. J.P. Duminy, he needs to, his task is really cut out to tackle Mitchell Johnson, and his short deliveries were one thing which have been really worrying South Africa. And then the pace attack, Dale Steyn, Morne Morkel, Vernon Philander and Wayne Parnell probably would be hunting in packs, and it's very essential that Dale Steyn gets something out in Port Elizabeth to actually really match Mitchell Johnson as far as pace is concerned. As you know, this is a 3-test series, and if this particular test match is lost by South Africa, Australia would have won the series. And South Africa definitely don't have a very good record against Australia in South Africa. So that is what they are trying to, but they have already got a hit as far as the first test match is concerned. Robin Peterson, well, he's in for his batting and bowling as an all-rounder, so he would be there probably because the pitch being a bit slow, and probably we might see some spin also coming into the equation, probably at the later stages when the cracks develop. So I think South Africa are the ones who are under going to be immense pressure, and as I said, the only one thing which is in favor of them is the pitch is going to be slow in Port Elizabeth compared to Centurion at SuperSport Park in Centurion. Now, as far as Australia are concerned, well, they are coming off some very good form. David Warner is in some great form, as you know. Chris Rogers has been, I mean, he has not really got his bearings right as far as the first test match is concerned, but I'm sure he would recreate the magic that he created against England in the Ashes series. Alex Doolan seems to be a person who is slowly has really made his mark as far as test matches are concerned. On his debut, he scored 89 runs, very calm and composed at the crease. He was a classic. His driving was classic. He was playing all classics, so looks to be a very stylish player. And most of all, the way he used to take catches at the forward short leg area was something that one can talk about. And then Sean Marsh, who came in and really made it count with that century, and also making that rescue effort along with Stephen Smith, who made a century. Michael Clarke, the captain, would like to get one very good knock under his belt in this second test match which is coming up. Brad Haddin, the wicketkeeper, would also like to be amongst the runs. And then we have the bowlers. Mitchell Johnson, well, I need not even talk about it. You know what damage he can create, damage he created in the first test, and he would be probably wanting to see what South Africa have learned from the mistakes that they made in the first match, and whether they are up to the task. And also another thing, the South African batsmen, according to me, have to be fully protected with all the gear that they can, because Mitchell Johnson is looking menacing. Ryan Harris also would be testing the South African batsman. Peter Siddle, as usual, gets the batsmen to really make many mistakes and really prompts them into real mistakes there. Nathan Lyon, the Radha Mossman, as said, would probably come in the equation as the match actually goes on, probably in the third or fourth day. So that is as far as the preview of the second test match is concerned between South Africa and Australia, which is coming up at Port Elizabeth tomorrow. Now let's get on to the other match. As I said, the second one-day international is coming up between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, and this match is going to be played at Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh. Bangladesh, as I said last time, even though the match was a low-scoring affair, even after Sri Lanka scored 180, I thought the Bangladeshi batsmen made far too many errors, and that was the reason that they lost this match, which was definitely they could have actually gone one zip in this particular one-day international series, which they lost. Is going to be the third one-day international. This is the second one-day international which is coming up. It's a three-match series, and it's very essential for Bangladesh to win this and square the series. Otherwise, they would have lost this one-day international series too. So for Bangladesh, one can only say that they have to learn from mistakes, and they can't commit the same mistakes again. And I thought that was a golden chance for them, but they have definitely muffed it. But now they get another crack at Sri Lanka in the second one-day international. The Bangladeshi batting definitely looked talented. Shamsul Rahman showed what a good player he is. I mean, he has adapted himself very well in all the forms of the game now, according to me. Shamsul Rahman played some very good strokes, and the six that he hit of Lasith Malinga still stands in my memory. It was such a good shot. Anamul Haq is another talented bloke. Mominul Haq, as I've already said, he is somebody who will be, I think he should be a permanent member of this Bangladeshi team, because he's already proved himself. And then the experience comes of Mushfiqur Rahim and Shakib Al Hasan. Shakib Al Hasan unfortunately failed in the previous match. Nasir Hussain has to guard against playing some loose strokes. Mahmudullah has to get amongst some runs. Naeem Islam has been doing very well in the domestic season in Bangladesh, has to really show something of that category into this one-day international. And then they have the all-rounder Sohail Ghazi. Arafat Sunny, as and when he has bowled, he has looked very impressive, and he's continuing to flourish as far as Bangladesh cricket is concerned. And Rubel Hussain, and the only change probably one would be seeing is that whether Mashraf Mortaza, the T20 captain, will get a chance and replace Al Amin. I would probably think that Al Amin Hussain should be given a run in this one-day international. As far as Sri Lanka are concerned, well, they also would be probably thinking that they should not be making the same mistakes that they did in the first one-day international, and get going, just settle down, and try to play the strokes. And for Sri Lanka, well, they have lots of experience. At the top is Kushal Pereira and Tilak Nidilshan, such an explosive opening pair. In fact, Kushal Pereira has become more aggressive. Tilak Nidilshan has started playing the standing role now, because Kushal Pereira is the one who likes to attack the ball. And then Kumar Sangakkara, the experienced Kumar Sangakkara. Dinesh Chandimal, as you know, he's also, it's due for Dinesh Chandimal to get some runs under his belt for sure. Ashan Priyanjan is also another talented bloke. Kitruan Vittanage is there. Angelo Matthews, the captain, always leading from the front. And then Cesar Pereira, who did a lot of damage to this Bangladeshi bowling attack, even though Sri Lanka was struggling at one stage. And the bowling will be in the hands of Lasit Malinga, Suranga Lakmal, who could get a chance, and Suchitra Sen and Naike. There could be there could be some conditions which could be pretty rough for both the teams, whereby due to overnight rain, it could be a bit overcast, and the pitch might be a bit dry, so probably the spinners might get a good chomp at the batsmen here in this particular pitch, according to me. Well, dear fans and subscribers, as I said, it's a must-win for Bangladesh. If they don't win this, they would have lost the one-day series 2 to Sri Lanka. Well, that sums up my cricket opening show. Well, I know I'm a bit short of time. As I said, unless and until this cricket opening show becomes something where it becomes a sort of a profession for me, so that is the time I can, as I said, I can really give you reports on every matches, and probably long reports than what I'm giving right now. But well, dear fans and subscribers, it has always been a pleasure to bring you this cricket happenings day in and day out, and your response has been tremendous. That's the precise reason I'm always out here doing this cricket show. Cricket happenings. As you know, it's a daily cricket show, and it gives me great pleasure in bringing this cricket happening show to you all. Thanks for your company, and thanks for watching Cricket Happenings. Your host Ram will see you tomorrow. Thank you.